Welcome back to the Overcomfort Podcast. I'm your host, Jenicka Lopez. You guys, I cannot believe we are already at the Thanksgiving week. Like, the holidays are here. We are setting in. I've decorated the house. I've decorated everything. I'm hosting this year for my first year, and I'm having all my siblings and the kids. So send your bendiciones, because that is a lot of Hispanic, a lot of attitude, a lot of loudness, which I'm sure we're all pretty used to, and we know and we love it. That is the point of the holidays, but it is also meant to be for like once a year. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not doing Christmas. But anyways, I'm super excited. I have so many beautiful things to be thankful for this year. And I wanted to talk about that with you guys, talk about my plans, and shed some gratitude with you guys, because it's been a very tough year. I've had a lot of losses, friendships, relationships. But with those losses have been a lot of growth, lessons. And I mean, that's the point of moments like that, where, we're meant to meet people, connect with them, spend a season of our lives with them. And sometimes it ends and sometimes it doesn't. And that's totally fine. And I've learned to love and accept that, and accept change. I feel like there's one thing that I'm very grateful for this year is change and growth, because I can feel different. I can feel like life is shifting. I can see life brighter. And I had to embrace change. I had to embrace and go through that uncomfortability of knowing that something better is coming, and the growth is going to be so beautiful and amazing. I'm definitely thankful for my family. I feel like my family and I have had a really tough year, especially with the legal case, with, my mom's birthday, releasing new albums and singles, and, spending time together as well. Like, we've learned to appreciate our time and our relationships with each other. I think that's what I definitely am thankful, is that I have a better relationships with my siblings, thankfully, to this year, that I can value and appreciate them as individuals and together as a family. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we are a family, and we can all be similar, but we're all very different, and we have different love languages and the way that we like to spend time together, or et cetera, and I've learned to do that and value those relationships, and not just with my family, but my friends, who I am also very thankful for. I think I've found my core group and feel safe. And I'm not saying that I'm building walls up into friendships, but I'm being very precautious about how much access I allow people into my lives, which is something that I've talked about on the podcast before. Definitely, how much access and what boundaries you have with people are super important. It's basically, how much are you going to let them into your heart? How much are you going to let them into your world? How much are you going to let them affect you? All that. And again, the same thing with my friends. Like, how much access am I going to allow them, and how much control, and being my own person within those friendships, and learning to just be myself and not trying to be like everybody else, or just agreeing or being, I don't know if I'm making sense, but when you hang out with people and it's like, oh, you're trying to be like them, or et cetera, like, try that type of vibe. Like, once you hang out with them, you turn into them, like you pick up characteristics, you picked up the vibe from them. And sometimes it's not the best. You have to be your own person. You have to have your own beliefs and your morals, and stand firm, even if it hurts anybody else. And I feel like that's something that I've really learned. I've built my own foundation again. I feel like every year I'm building a new foundation within my relationships everywhere, within my family, my personal relationships. I feel like this year I'm very grateful for love. I'm not saying that I fell in love, or I'm with somebody, but I'm grateful for the opportunity of love and accepting it and being open to it. I feel like this year I was really stepping back into dating, and really just allowing myself that space to be cared for and loved and appreciated, like I know that I deserve. But yeah, I know my standards, and I know what I'm willing to handle. And also myself, like I can say that I'm confident going into a relationship, that knowing that I'm a whole package, like no te va a faltar nada aquí, you know. And I've worked and busted my ass to be the type of person that I am today, to be wifey. I'm literally, I will probably say that I'm very, very, very much wifey. I cook, I clean, I have my own house, I have my own businesses, I know how to love, I know to be present, I know how to satisfy all love languages, if that makes sense. And I'm just grateful for that opportunity. I feel like it's a beautiful thing. Love is beautiful. And you know, love from other people, like, you know, fans and supporters, and the love for the podcast. I'm very grateful for the podcast. I'm grateful that you guys are listening and really digesting everything that I'm saying. Even if, you know, this sometimes there's not, sometimes there is, but you guys are listening, and I feel like I can connect with you guys and like be a voice, and you guys can understand me. It allows another version of me, another space for people to get to know. And I'm grateful for the people that I've brought onto the podcast and who have come and shared their stories and been a voice of hope and reason and faith our lives, and especially the Latinos. Every business owner that we've had, I'm grateful and thankful for. Absolutely every guest. Every guest has changed me and has spoken into my life in different ways. And I'm grateful for that, because I wouldn't have had those moments if I didn't start the podcast. And I'm just very happy that we have that. I'm grateful for just my job, my life, my home. I'm going to be living in this home for a year now, and I'm so grateful. I've built so much peace, and this house is filled with so much love and covered by God, that I know that He's here and I'm living my true purpose and what I'm destined to be. And I can just see God in all these places. Like, I get emotional when I talk about God and what He's done for me, because I really didn't think I was ever gonna make it here. And the way that I'm feeling these days, like, I promise you guys, these past couple weeks have been such a shift for me. Like, emotionally, I've been super busy, but in between the busyness, like, I can see God and I can see what He's doing in my life and in my relationships. And I'm just grateful that I can feel Him, and I want people to feel that. I want you guys to feel that love and just see that, wow, that God is all around, every four corners. Like, it is the will of God that you are here. You are listening to this podcast today. It is the will of God that I'm here recording it right now and sharing this with you guys, because that is the one thing that has kept me sane and kept me alive this year. And I think one of the biggest foundations that I've learned to grow and build. And I want to be able to show you guys. I wish... I'm not recording this one on video, but if it's audio, I want to show you guys making my vision board, what this vision board I did this year. And if you guys can see how much I have accomplished, like, and that wasn't just out of because I saw it every day. Like, yes, of course you see it every day. You put your mind to it, but it's that thing of literally seeing it every single day. You're like, I'm not going to get there unless I change or do something today. And I love that I was able to do that for the first time this year. Like, I feel like I really accomplished a lot of my vision board, and maybe next year it's going to be different. Maybe God has something else for me, but I know that I'm going to be able to handle it, because I know that He won't let me down, and I won't let myself down. I won't let anybody just tell me. I'm going to do what I choose to do. I'm going to have the control over my life and my choices, and inspired. I'm just so thankful for my creativity. I feel inspired these days. Like, you know, I want something different, you know, for the future. And maybe this went from like a whole thankful to like a whole what's happening in the new year. But no, but I am very just appreciative of every lesson that I've learned. And I know that, you know, I know a lot of people know that I've lost a couple friendships, and, you know, I've had to let people go out of my life out of just pure peace and pure growth. And I don't care what anybody says. Like, you know, it is what it is. But I'm thankful. to every single one of those people that I've crossed paths with, I'm thankful, because if I wouldn't have had those moments, I wouldn't have the growth I have today. And I also am very accountable and acknowledge my rights and my wrongs. And, I know the kind of heart that I have, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I was able to share my kind heart with a lot of people, and I gave them a little piece of love and a little bit of, just me. I just, in the kindest, most sincere way. All right, you guys, we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, you guys. Okay, so today we are still going to be talking about just having thankfulness and the plans this year. Like I said in the beginning, I am hosting Thanksgiving at my family's house. Well, my house, my family's going to be here, and I'm a little nervous. It's just a lot, but I love creating new traditions, especially now that we've established like our little family. Like, obviously you guys know that we don't hang out with my cousins or my extended family, my tios and tias, just for personal reasons. And I feel like sometimes it's just better, at least for me. I don't ever see myself going back there or being in the same setting as them, not out of bitterness. I have better peace. I have more peace in my own home and in my own company. And I believe my siblings agree, and we've come to that agreement that it's us. And if anybody were to change their mind, that is totally fine, to each their own. But as for Jenicka Lopez, I am staying in my house with my siblings, and I'm so excited. And I feel like as the generations change, like, we have to create our new traditions. We love to have a regular Thanksgiving dinner. I'm in charge of making some sides and obviously decorating and all that. But like, as far as Christmas and all those, like, it's kind of hard, because now when you get married, I don't know how you guys feel. Maybe you guys can let me know. What is it like when you guys are married in the holidays? How do you and your husband or partner split that time up? And you both are Latinos, so you guys know that the night is going to end pretty late. I know that some people, like, they have dinner or lunch at 1 to 4 between that time, and then they go to sleep in bed by 8. I'm like, okay, like, that's cool. We're not eating till 7. So it does get pretty rowdy. It does get pretty like late and intense, and everybody's hungry and grumpy, for sure. But let me know how you guys celebrate your Thanksgiving. I want to know what you guys are thankful for as well. I also want to say I'm thankful for just life in general. I feel like when you've been through so much, and I feel like, loyal listeners and people that actually know me and have seen me maybe even grow up or whatever, there's a lot of lessons in that trauma, and a lot of hurt and pain. And I have nothing but to be grateful for my faith and my foundation in God. And I feel like that is what holds me and keeps me grounded. And if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be alive. And I'm just so grateful to have my life and to be able to travel the world and to work and to have a beautiful family and just love, every part of me. And I feel like that this year I definitely learned to start loving myself and who I am, and my body as well, as someone that has gone through so much in her youth and body image and social media and all that. Like, I feel like I really appreciate who I am today. I feel beautiful. I feel healthy, and God is good. And I'm just thankful for you guys and listening and giving the time to this podcast and giving your heart. I want you to, even if you guys are alone on this day or you guys have estranged relationships, just know that you have a friend here. I'm listening. I'm there with you. You're not alone. You're never alone, and you have a beautiful life, and it may not be perfect right now, but it will get better, and it will be okay, and you will be okay. and God is with you. And I wanted to thank you guys so much for choosing to listen to this episode. I'm thankful for every single one of you today and every day, and this podcast and everything. So thank you guys so much for choosing to watch and listen to this episode today. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays. Bye. Overcomfort Podcast is a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network.